Hello and welcome to the Power of BI channel. In this video, I'll be covering about TSQL programming, like stored procedures as well as other programming functions to be used. And this is an advanced level, TSQL video. If you want something related to beginning and intermediate, then just follow along with this playlist, and you'll be able to cope up with all the basics as well as intermediate level. So let's get started. TSQL provides a robust programming language with features that let you temporarily store values in the variable, apply conditional execution of commands, passing parameters to stored procedures, and control the flow of your programs. So in this series, we will be going through enhancement of TSQL code with the programming elements, and we'll be using simple program. We'll be using some functions to use simple programming tasks, as well as batch programming and how it is handled in batch execution. And we also will be using if and while blocks to control the flow of the program. So TSQL program generally starts with the begin statement. So so this is the start of the begin statement and terminate with the end statement. So this is generally when it's written begin and end. Anything in between, it starts with, it's execute in between. As you move from executing code objects to create them, you will need to understand how multiple statements interact with the server on execution. So as you develop program, you will need to have temporary values stored somewhere, or put the values in the loop, and you might also need to temporarily store values that will be used as a parameter in stored procedures. So in this introduction, what we will be going through is some of the programming structure in detail, like if else, while, declare, sorry, declare, and set batches. So these are two separate words, batches. There you go. So these are the words keywords that we'll be using. Thing. So if else is a conditional statement, while is a loop, declare is generally you define a variable, set is one way you assign variable to variable to values to the variable, and batches is a series of TSQL statement executed in as a unit. So we'll start off with batches. It's a collection of TSQL statement that are submitted to SQL Server by a client as a single unit. So this SQL Server will operate all the statement in the batch at the same time when parsing and optimizing or executing the code. So for example, a variable must be declared in the same batch in which it is referenced. So it can be used in multiple of the query objects. It is important, therefore, to recognize what is contained in the batch. Generally, what we do is we write a statement and then we end the batch as go. So I mean, there's a go statement. Then this is a batch terminator. This is considered as batch terminator. So, like for example, if you execute or create a view and then create a stored procedure as well as run an SQL, and then you click on and then you write go, then this will be executed in one batch. When working with batches, there are two important consideration. Batches, it has a scope for a variable, which means a variable is defined in one batch may only be referenced by other code in the same batch. And some of the statements, such as the definition statement like create or view function or procedure, may not be combined with others in the same batch. So it can be executed as a separate things. So if we go through this, we can execute two statements together, and we can just write, different. We can write different statements, and then these statements can be executed in a collection. This means that if one of the statement has syntax error, then the entire batch will be rejected, and there will be no partial execution of statement within the batch. So let's try this. For example, so if I execute this, there will be two queries executed, and if I execute this, then the whole batch, although the first query is correct, but if since I've added a batch terminator, then it is not included in that. I mean, the whole things have been, um, the whole batch is rejected. um, so it's saying query execute, starting executing query line 15, but it executed. But the second one, line 16, gives an error related to that. So the whole batch, you would say, is what you call it, rejected in the sense of execution. So this is a handy way to run things in the batch so that we can just execute the queries related to similar queries with the variables or any of the declaration things. Next, we'll be using declaring and assigning variables. And in TSQL, with like other programming language, variables are objects that allow temporary storage of a value for a later use. So if you, yeah, I mean, you for in TSQL you must declare a variable that can before you can use. While in for example in Python you will just uh, write a name of the variable and assign the value to it. So declaring is important here. So what we'll use is we'll use a declare keyword. The variable starts with um, at sign, at the rate sign, and then we have to define the data type as well, and then the value to be can be assigned together or not. So I mean, if we, for example, we can declare multiple variables like category id and int, and then we can use select and numbers. We are assigning it a value, like for example this one, and this is 2 3 for example, numbers plus um, category id. Let's try to run this. So it's saying scalar variable cannot be assigned a value. Sorry, I'm just assigning a value here equals 3, and here equals 4. Let's run this. So it's saying the addition of the variables here. If I remove the values here and not assigning here, then let's see what happens. It will give a null value because it's not, there's no declaration or there's no value for entry of that. In order to, once the declaration is done, then what we'll do is we'll use a set command which is called set, and then we'll use the variable name. So for example this one, we'll use num rows equals 5, and then at the rate category id. So we have to do it individually, and when we do it individually, it will give the answer together. So we'll explore one more options in there. So in order to get, we'll declare, for example, prod id int equals 680, then select, we'll call this in prod id as product id. And if we run, sorry, we just need to put up int here, integer, and then we'll all done. So this is prod id is executed. Now what we'll do is we'll declare the prod id as well as we'll use it in the select statement as well. So now declare, we use declare prod id comma price, and we'll give this variable as, sorry, we'll give this as float, and then what we'll do is we'll we'll use set, sorry. So now what we'll use is prod id is equal to list price. So see, this is assigning from the list price from the product, but it is not displaying any result. So we'll use a keyword called print, and then we'll use the variable. So from here to here, if we execute, this will give me the amount as well. So against the 680 product, this is the price. We can also use select um, prod id, no, prod id comma price, and then run this. Instead of using print, we are using it in the column. We have to declare it in the column itself. So it will give me the product id as well as the price. Remember, this scope is very important here. So if I write here as go and then declare this and run this saying that the first command is executed successfully, but the second command is saying that it will declare, you need to declare the result itself. So in SQL Server, synonyms provide a method of creating a link or alias to an object stored in the same database or even another instance of SQL Server. And synonyms can be used to make a remote object appear local or to provide an alternative name for the local object. For example, um, it can be used as an abstract layer between client code and actual database object used by the code. The code reference objects by their alias regardless of the object's actual name. So we have to use the data definition language in order to create synonym or alter synonym. It's just like a table or a view. So you must use a create synonym. You must use create synonym keyword, as well as you have to have permissions related to alter schema as well as the creating synonym permissions. So next, what we'll continue is we'll be going through if and while blocks to control the program as well. So all programming languages include elements that help you determine the flow of the program. TSQL provides the same control flow as the other programming languages as well. Like we can include if else keywords as well as the while loop as well to um, loop through the condition or the statements. So um, these are elements like it includes if, else, while, and then this also includes some keywords like break, continue, and return as well. So for example, this is a basic statement that if table exists, for example, I'm just writing a pseudocode, is table is not null, then do this, drop table and go. So this is the basic if statement, conditional statement that we can write out. I'll paste a query and then I'll go through the details about the if checks. So from previous topics, I've declared some variables. One is the product ID, product price, average price, and price level. We have also declared the type, a data type as well, and I'm also declaring a table variable that is called price data with the product, my price level, etc. So we are specifying a product. So we are setting price product ID as 680, and we will just be displaying this For example, if I run this query, it will display the product ID. So print product ID and get the product price. So we are setting the price related to the product ID as well. So we are running this. So this product is giving 1431 as a product price. So we are just manipulating the scripts itself. You can also have average. So we are applying some functions in the list price to fetch the average price. So if I run this query, it will show me average price as well. But now next what we'll do is we'll just determine the price level as well. So if I run this query step by step, so it is showing me the price level, and it is setting up a price level as well. But this is not, we are not printing price level. We can just write a print statement to print the price level as well. So we are just printing price level. Okay, so if we execute now this one, for this particular product the price is above average because there is a conditional statement. It is showing if product price is less than average price, set the price level as below average, and if the product price is less than the average price, so this in this case 680, the product price is greater than the average price, which means that it is above average. Else if anything is equal, then we just set up as an average. Then what we'll do is we'll insert the data, this is the price data, into that product price table. So this price data table contains product ID, price, price level. And now what we'll do is we'll just execute this, the whole statement, saying that this is the product ID, this is the price, and the price level is above average. So these are the simple if conditions which we are applying to manipulate the flow of the query, as well as we're creating a temporary table to declare to print the values here in the uh, price level. So we're seeking some inputs, and then we are outputting a table on a runtime, and we're setting some values of price level according to the prices as well. We can run a case statement as well instead of the if else. So we are running the same query, we are running the same declaration and the variables and everything, and we are running the select statement and printing state. But here we have to determine the case statement, like when product price is less than average price, then this, product price is greater than average price, then this, and so on. So instead of the if else statement, we are printing now, we are using the case statement. So let's run this, and it will display the same results. Next, what we'll do is we'll use a while loop, which is the iterative code. And as you know, loops are used to perform logic iteratively, running the same code multiple times, usually until the condition is met. Um, so while statement is also there. So what we'll do is we'll modify this code, the above code, and we will retrieve the price of each of the top 10 selling product by quantity. See, these are big queries, so I'm just copy pasting by pre-existing tested queries. So this is while loop. So we have modified the code just to go through the thing, the loop through the product itself. So we've declared the variable here. We've declared a variable table. We've also get the average price and stored it in the average price. We will loop through 10 top 10 selling product to determine their price level. So we're declaring sales rank starting off from 1 and going to 10. So while sales rank is 1 is less than equal to 10, the condition is true, then begin, use the begin statement, and then get the product ID from the current sales rank. So select product ID rank, use the rank function over the order by quantity from the order detail table, grouping by the product ID itself. So what we'll do is we'll just in the next statement we'll write select the product ID from the rank where the rank is sales rank. So and then we'll also get the product price
here. So product price, and this will run till the condition is met. If it is less than equal to 10, then this loop will run again and again. Because it is the same statement that is running. So here this sales rank variable is set according to the loop conditions. We use the same case statements, product price above average, and then we will insert the values here, and then again we will use the sales rank in the end when everything is added, or the execution. Then we'll increase the value of sales rank into 1. So plus equal means sales rank equals sales ranks plus 1. So we will increase the value one by one. Then so this begin till end, the whole loop condition will run. So then we will execute this code just to ensure that this condition is running in a while loop. So I'll put it till here. We're running, and now it has executed the code rank till 10, and all the prices are below average. So we have fetched top 10 products by top 10 products by pricing level by the sales order quantity. So in this way we have used while loop, begin statement, end statement, and then we have declared a variable that is the loop variable, you would say. And it's an integer, and it's running to till 10, and it keeps on running the ranking till this condition is met. So when it turns to be 11, if I for example want to have 20 products, then I will run this statement and it will display me all the 20 products. So I'm just copy pasting, or sorry, I'm just running it again, and it will show me the 20 records instead of 10. So notice, if you see, the top 10 products are below average, and then the 12th product is showing above average, and there are some others that are also showing above average. Here's a quick example, another one, which is a totally different example that I can see. So we are declaring the variables, and we are determining the top 10 customer IDs as per this statement, and we are combining the first name and the last name. So what we're doing is we are determining the first name and the last name columns, and we are printing it according to the customer ID. So we're declaring customer ID as one, first name, last name. Customer ID is, while customer ID is 10, top 10, select first name into first name, last name from customer, where customer ID is customer ID. So top 10 customer by customer ID, and we are combining the names of it. And in the end, we are just increasing the value of the customer ID to make it 10. So these are the statement printed for the customers, top 10 customers. It is it is giving or printing it in the result, because we've used print clause, but we can use a table declaration variable like this one. Sorry, we can, yeah, so we can declare a variable that is a table variable, and then insert values to it, so that we can retrieve the values later on from the temporary table. So now, in summary, what we've done is we've gone through simple programming tasks. We have also handled batches in the SQL server. We've also declared variables. We've also set values in the variable, like assigning variables, and we've also done some synonyms as well. And lastly, we've gone through if and case statements, while loop as well, to control the program flows. So hope you like the video. Please don't hesitate to give feedback in the comment section, as well as subscribe to the channel for more information and more tutorials related to Power BI, SQL, and other data analytical tools. Thank you so much.